let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Ameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Ameva Bandhusya Sakattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the question and answer sessions in the on Vedanta, and someone asked a question: what is the best path for moksha? Moksha means freedom from limitations or liberation, nirvana. All these words are used for something. So, what's the best path? If you ask any Brahman religions, you follow my path, then you will reach heaven. So what do you do in heaven? You will enjoy everything and more than what you are enjoying here. So it's only the enjoyment at the sense level is only being glorified by going from here to here, and they think that that's the only path and all other paths are not the paths. So you should go other paths, you go to eternal hell, but if you follow my path, then you go to heavens. So what is the best path? So even Vedanta also, there are methodologies that are prescribed, that Bhagavan Ramanuja talks about Visishtadvaita, and Madhvacharya talks about Dvaita, then Advaita Ved, the Dvaita, all sorts of combinations, and Saivadvaita and so on, all there in the, if you can look at it in the Google, you can find all the Indian philosophicals also, traditions are there. So then what exactly is moksha? Moksha means freedom from all limitations. So what is the limitation? Limitations are desha kala vastu parichinnam, limited by space-wise limitation, time-wise limitation, object-wise limitation. These are fundamental limitations that I find here. So that therefore freedom from all these limitations is the real freedom. Other freedom, education freedom, other freedom, financial freedom and freedom, political freedom, all those things are only temporal, but this is to be permanent, because I have to go from desha kala vastu parichinnam, limitation by space-wise, time-wise, object-wise, to that beyond space-time, object-wise limitations. Is it possible? It's possible, our experience shows, because when you go to deep sleep state, that is the Sushupti state, you are indeed free from all. Free because there is no space and there is no time, there is no objects, you are alone or there, but you don't have the knowledge of that state. Because for knowledge to take place, you need a mind. Without the mind, you cannot realize or recognize yourself also. So I need a mind, an instrument to recognize myself that I am free and I am liberated. So if the mind is there again, I take myself, I am the mind. So I have to not take myself, I am the mind, use the mind to recognize who I am. How do I recognize? That is the $1,000,000 question. Because says the Ramanuja, for example, says, if you cannot do here, you go to Vaikunta. And what do you do Vaikunta? There you are part of the Vaikunta, where Lord Narayana is there, several jivas are there serving, there are Nitya Mukta jivas, eternally liberated souls, and what are they all doing? They are serving the Lord only. So you will be going there from here to there to serve the Lord. That is what moksha. But you are guaranteed infinite happiness by proclamation or axiomatic statement, because that is Vaikunta. You cannot suffer in Vaikunta. That is how you get liberated. That's a moksha. But there also, if you look at Vaikunta, is not here. Vaikunta is somewhere else. You have to go. You cannot be able to, in fact, cross the river or something, and you will be given a sattvic body to enjoy there. So there also, jiva vinnatvam, individual differences, jiva jagat, the Vaikunta world is different from you, and there is also Jiva Ishwar Bhinnatvam, Lord is there, and Lakshmi is there, Garuda is there, Vishwaksena is there, not Vinayaka, Vishwaksena there. All are still there is a Desakala Vastu, Parichinnam is there. So they think that is the axiomatic statement saying that, because Vedanta says in some places that kind of moksha also. So what exactly is moksha from our Advaitic point says that Shankaracharya defines na yogena na sankhena karmana no na vijjaya brahmatmaikatva bodhena moksha siddhati nanyatha. So no other way you can get liberated moksha. He says there is no path, path is a pathless land, all those J.K. Krishnamurti statements and other people quote. He says, na yogena, not by yoga, na sankhena, not by knowledge, na yogena, na sankhena, na karmana, by doing any actions you cannot reach, because actions are finite, you cannot be infinite by finite. Na yogena, na sankhena, karmana, no na vidya, an amount of study, including Vedanta study, will not help you. What exactly helps you? Says Brahmatmaika bodhena moksha siddhati nanyatha. Only that teaching that helps where I am Brahman, Brahma Atma Ekatvam, Aham Brahmasmi. That kind of teaching will take you beyond the limitations of, because Brahman means infiniteness, which is beyond Desakala Vastu Parichinnam. So that is the only method by which you can recognize that you are indeed infinite, that can be recognized, says the Shankaracharya. So then what is Brahmatmaika Bodham? How can that teaching will help me that I am already infinite? Teaching help you in the direction for you to contemplate. So Vedanta doesn't tell you are Brahman. Say you are Brahman, it tells you, but you have to think in the direction. It does not give you knowledge, it asks you to contemplate in the direction that are called Lakshartha. It is a indicatory definitions are provided by saying I am not a waker, I am not a dreamer, I am not a deep sleeper, but I am in the waking state, I am in the dream state, I am in the deep sleep state, and I am beyond any state. I transcend all the three states, but different from all the states. How do I recognize that? That is what has to be contemplated on. Recognition is required, realization is required by using the teaching of Vedanta and turning your mind's attention that I am pure Satchidananda. It is self-revealing, self-exposing or self-realization. That's what is called self-realization also. That has to be done according to the procedures by Srotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha, by listening to the scripture for a prolonged length of time and contemplating on it, discussing with no doubts about it through these question and answer sessions, and ultimately recognize that I am Brahmasmi. With that we stop.